Hey guys, what's up? It's me, LEGO Leaf 329 here, and today we have a new LEGO Star Wars set review. This is the Rathtar Escape. This set retails for about $80 US and has 836 pieces. So here is the set itself. Included here are 5 minifigures, 2 Rathars, and then the main playset build. But let's take a close look at the namesake of the set first here, the Rathars. The builds are identical besides the color, so we're just going to focus on the dark red and kind of burnt orange Rathtar right here. And I think this thing looks pretty cool. The best design by far on this here is the mouth. The mouth looks pretty much perfect. The teeth look really good. They can articulate individually using the Exoforce arm pieces right there. That is very nice. And also these whip pieces kind of being used as tentacles right here. Creative use of parts. Also more tentacles on the back here. These things can articulate, which is pretty cool. So lots of movement on these Rathars, but the shape of them, once you get past the mouth, is not accurate in the slightest. Now, they kind of try to make an illusion that it curves back here with this piece and the way these angle in, but this thing is not spherical, and the Rathars are pretty spherical creatures in universe, and they use this part right here, which really just doesn't cut it. Now, I understand at this scale, it's pretty hard to make a spherical build without getting way too complicated and, you know, bumping up the piece count too much, so I kind of understand why they went this route, but it's an inaccuracy and I have to point it out. Also, I love the flat studs up top here. Those are really cool. However, I wish this look continued along the rest of the Rathtar, maybe printed or even a sticker on this part right here, because it has these weird like orange dots all over its body and we only got them on the top. First up for minifigures in this set here is old Han Solo. Now this guy has only come in one Force Awakens sets prior, and that's the $150 Millennium Falcon. This set is $80, so almost half the price of that set. So if you weren't able to afford the Falcon, you can finally get old Han here in a much cheaper set, albeit still a pretty expensive set. This figure, however, is exclusive here. The printing and the legs, all that stuff is the same, but the face is actually different because of the double-sided face there with kind of the aggressive expression. Good back printing on this minifigure as well. It's just great to get Han a new version of him in a much cheaper set. Chewbacca here is the only non-exclusive minifigure in this set. He's the exact same version that came with the Millennium Falcon, also with the stud shooter bowcaster included as well. Balatik here is a brand new character to the LEGO Star Wars Force Awakens catalog, and I love the look of this minifigure. His printing is fantastic, especially on the face. I'm really glad they gave him his own unique face print, and that just looks perfect in my opinion. The only thing I don't like about him, it's also a problem with the Guavian Death Gang members that we're going to look at here in a little bit, is the stud shooter. I thought stud shooters were a battle pack thing only, but they seem to be creeping into normal LEGO Star Wars sets. And that really bothers me because I'd much rather just get more accurate looking blasters. I don't like the stud shooter here. Besides that though, his double-sided face and back printing are fantastic. I love the expression on his second face right there. I'm just so happy that we got Balatik in this set as well. Last and certainly not least, you get 2 Guavian Death Gang members in this set, and I've been in love with this costume ever since I saw The Force Awakens. I've been dying to get this particular LEGO figure for like a year and a half now, and we finally have it, and they look so good. I think you guys all know the best part about this minifigure, but don't ignore the torso and leg printing. That printing has some fine details. That is just spectacular. But the head mold, look at the head mold here. That is such a cool looking head mold. It looks perfect. It's such an awesome designed piece, front and back, and the back printing is good as well. I am obsessed with this particular minifigure. Might be the best figure of the year in my opinion. With the Rathars out of the way, we can focus on the hallways here of Han Solo's freighter ship from The Force Awakens. This is a very different playset. It's supposed to represent the interior of a spaceship, and LEGO could have made that spaceship, but honestly it's a pretty ugly vehicle in universe, so I'm pretty happy with this here, and to me it's instantly recognizable. A cool feature here is this thing is modular. You can break off this piece right here, which is nice. However, there is one flaw. This thing is only attached on by this clip down here, and you try to pick it up from the middle and it does that, which is very annoying. So to carry this thing you had to pick it up from both ends, so that is an annoying thing. But it's cool how this can pop off, and this actually can clip onto other parts of the set as well. There's clips down here, and over here, and there, and there. Lots of clips here, so that's pretty cool. And then for these hallway sections right here, you can basically disconnect them like so, which is pretty nice. Now, one annoying thing is, these pegs a lot of the time like to be pulled out kind of halfway, or sometimes will just go with this section. That is a tad bit on the annoying side because you have to, put them back in here, but it's still pretty cool and you can rearrange this thing. I kind of like a look like this, where you make one long straight hallway. That's a pretty cool look. The first hallway section here is probably the weakest design in the set, but it's still pretty neat. There's some pegs down here that literally don't do anything. They're just there and completely exposed, and I have no idea. That if someone knows, please tell me, because I am just very confused. Maybe it's to let you know where you're supposed to put this piece in while you're building it, but they stay there and they just look hideous to me. The under section here is kind of cool. You can, put Ray and Finn minifigures if you have those from a different set. You can put them down there like they're crawling in the crawl space. That's pretty neat. I love the grates up here. That's a really good use of piece. And this Technic design kind of for the doorways here, that's a really awesome use of parts, and it looks pretty accurate and very cool. Also, you see this piece right here? That's printed. There's no stickers in this set, and you get 3 of this piece, which will become very useful for mocks in the future. So even though this is probably the weakest section in the set, there's not really any good playability features here, it still looks pretty cool. This section here has some really fantastic designs. It continues on the design of the last section with the doorway and the printed piece here, but look at that door. That looks very accurate to the film. I loved the curved off doorway, and that's all brick built. That looks really good. I'm just a big fan of that design. There's actually a pretty cool play feature with that door as well. Basically, you can pull on this ball joint part right here, and you see how that red piece kind of catches? It actually holds the doorway open, which is pretty nice. And if you want to release the doorway, you hit, unfortunately, the blue peg does stick out a bit, but you hit this blue peg right here, and it will fall down, which is pretty cool. And you can kind of reenact the scene where Ray closes the door on one of the Rathars. Also, I love the use of these coffee mugs flipped like that. That is really fun. There's also another play feature with this section right here. Basically, there's a trapdoor piece that can lift up to reveal the underside. Now this, I'm assuming, is supposed to represent Ray and Finn crawling into the crawl space on this ship. However, you don't get those minifigures with this set, and this feature gets a little bit strange. So what you can do is take your Han Solo minifigure, or whoever you want, but it says Han Solo on the back of the box, and you put Han back in here, you close that, and then you can twist this gear and Han will pop up. I mean, I'll show this to you guys again. That's the feature. Kind of odd. It reminds me a lot of the Republic Fighter Tank feature from the 2008 version of that set. I mean, it's a good action feature, but nothing like this really happens in the movie. But it's a good action feature, and I guess all of this space would have just been wasted if they didn't put this here, so I'm not really complaining about it, and I like the trapdoor because that's accurate. It's just, this whole action doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Here is the third and final section of this set. This is kind of the Rathtar cage. This thing is interesting because I think LEGO had to take some specific liberties with this design. You don't really get a good look at it in the movie, so LEGO kind of had to come up with some things on their own, and I think they did a pretty cool job, especially with the designs. I really love the use of these big orange window pieces. That is a really cool use of parts, and it's a great piece to get in this set, and I think the design looks pretty cool. Like from the outside here, it looks pretty neat, and the cool thing is you can actually remove the roof right here and you can see inside, and there's not much going on inside there besides a small little bucket and a couple of bones, but there is just enough room to fit one of your Rathars. Now you kind of have to crunch the Rathtar up like this and then put him down in here real carefully, and sometimes the tentacles can get caught, but if you do it right, he will be able to fit inside there and then kind of closes on top of him. And a cool look though is you can kind of see the Rathtar peeking out from the front right there. That's a pretty nice look. And then we can talk about the last play feature with this set. While Ray and Finn are crawling down the crawl space in the movie, Ray is cutting some of the fuses to the doors, and what she does is accidentally cut the fuse to the Rathtar door, and LEGO has reenacted this play feature in this set. And it's a very unexpected play feature because it only works with one specific fuse. So it's supposed to represent the fuses right here, and you can pull out this one right here, nothing happens. You pull out this one right here, nothing happens, and you pull out this one right here, nothing happens. However, if you pull out that particular fuse, it will make the door right here in the front actually fall down, which is kind of a clever play feature, and it's very similar to the dropping door play feature we already looked at in this set. But still, I mean, that's just clever and different. I've never seen anything like that from a Lego set before, so I'm pretty pleased with this play feature. It's really different and creative, and it works pretty well. I think ultimately one of my favorite things about this set here is just the way you can display and reenact the scene. Right here I have one of the Rathars kind of cutting the corner, Guavian Death Gang member shooting at him, Balatik running away, and back here I have another member of the Guavian Death Gang getting eaten by the Rathtar. I mean, this just reenacts the scene from the movie super well, and I love that. This set in some ways is very similar to the Darth Vader transformation set that we also got in this summer wave. This is probably the worst scene in The Force Awakens. I was never a huge fan of the Rathtar's design just in general, but Lego was able to make a fantastic set out of a relatively bad scene, and I think this set is pretty awesome. I mean, seriously, I think this worked as a good display piece and a good play set, which is something I can't say for the other two Force Awakens playsets that we've gotten in earlier waves. The price per piece here is really good, and I think the design is a little bit small for $80, but I can forgive it because you get two Rathars here, you get new molds for the Guavian Death Gang members, and you get 5 really fantastic minifigures. So I think the price here is solid, the design is fun, there are some small little nitpicky kind of flaws here and there, but for the most part here, my reactions to this set are very positive. Also, I think if you own the Millennium Falcon set from 2015, this set complements that very well because all the missing figures from this scene come with the Millennium Falcon set, and of course the Rathtar kind of latches onto the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon towards the end of that scene, so if you have that set, this one and that go very well together. This set's gonna get an 8.9 out of 10 from me. Those are just my thoughts, though. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Also guys, don't forget to like this video, share the video, and share it with all your friends. Please go like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, and follow me on Instagram. All links are down in the description below. And I hope to see you guys next time when I go Star Wars set reviews. I'll see you guys later. Bye.